I'm good.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is a Spanish interpreter.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a couple Spanish speakers,
Yes,
and I'm happy to take them. If we can get them up earlier, I'm happy to take them earlier if the jail is able to accommodate them.
thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They're gonna go and bring two Spanish people up early. We can get them done in a room.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Post.
Counsel. Morning. Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
This is going to be a misdemeanor Spanish interpreter matter, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Buenos días, señor. Por favor, ¿me dice su nombre?
Buenos días, Bruno Lages.
Good morning. Bruno Lages.
All righty, just a moment, sir.
Un momento, por favor.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, this is your initial appearance. You have been charged with one count of threatening and intimidating, alleged to be an act of domestic violence.
Bueno, señor Olagues, esta es su comparecencia inicial. A usted se le acusa de un cargo de amenaza con intimidación. Es un cargo de violencia doméstica.
De doméstica.
¿Perdón?
Doméstica.
Domestic violence.
Ajá.
Yes, that's correct.
Sí, correcto. Violencia doméstica.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you.
Señor, tiene derecho a permanecer en silencio. En este caso, y cualquier cosa que usted diga puede ser utilizada en su contra.
Additionally, sir, you have the right to have an attorney. However, I am not going to be appointing one today, but you can hire one if you would like.
Señor, también usted tiene derecho a contratar un abogado. Yo no le voy a nombrar un abogado a usted hoy, pero si usted desea, usted puede contratar un abogado.
Sir, if I release you, are you willing to follow very specific conditions that I do?
Y señor, si lo dejo en libertad, ¿usted está dispuesto a cumplir unas instrucciones muy específicas que le voy a decir que tiene que cumplir?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. These conditions include that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
En estas condiciones incluye que usted no puede poseer o cargar ninguna arma de fuego ni ningún arma, que no puede consumir o tener alcohol ni drogas ilegales.
Additionally, sir, you are to have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim. You may not return to her residence or work or the incident location.
Bueno, y adicionalmente, señor, usted no puede tener contacto de ninguna manera con la presunta víctima. No puede ir a su lugar de residencia, a su lugar de trabajo, ni al lugar del incidente.
Okay.
And sir, the alleged victim is Miss Olagues, your spouse.
Y señor, la presunta víctima es la señora Olagues, su esposa.
Así es correcto.
That is correct.
Okay, are you willing to follow all of those conditions, sir? It's very important that you follow those directives.
¿Y usted está dispuesto a seguir todas estas condiciones, señor? Porque es muy importante que usted siga todas estas instrucciones.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Do you have any belongings at the residence that you need to get because you cannot go back to that residence?
Señor, ¿y usted tiene alguna pertenencia personal que usted tenga en esa residencia, que tenga que ir por esa pertenencia porque usted no tiene permitido regresar a la residencia?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. In light of that, sir, then I'm not going to talk to you about going back with a police escort to get those belongings. However, sir, I am going to release you given that you've promised me that you're going to follow those conditions, namely to have no contact with the victim.
Bueno, entonces en vista de que no tiene pertenencias, se tenga que ir a recoger, no voy a darle las instrucciones de una acompañante, que lo escolte un policía por sus pertenencias personales, lo voy a dejar en libertad, también teniendo en cuenta que usted no puede tener ningún contacto con la presunta víctima.
Sir,
Okay.
your next hearing is an arraignment in Sahuarita Municipal Court.
Y su próxima audiencia, señor, es una lectura de cargos en el Tribunal Municipal de Sahuarita.
And that will be on November 18th at 8:30 in the morning.
Eso va a ser el 18 de noviembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Sir, if you do not appear at that hearing, sir, a warrant will probably issue for your arrest and you could be arrested again.
Señor, si usted no se presenta a esa fecha de corte, probablemente se va a emitir una orden nuevamente de arresto, va a ser nuevamente arrestado.
Ok, entiendo.
All right. Thank you
Okay.
very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. You are excused.
You too.
Gracias, señor. Tenga un feliz día y ya puede retirarse.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Y Riven Felix.
Liberado. No, pues estoy mal el nombre.
Jorge Alberto.
Me lo pusieron mal.
Pero eres Jorge Alberto.
Jorge Antonio. ¿Pero qué puedo salir?
Sí, sí. Saying the name is wrong. Perfect. ¿Por qué me haces?
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Buenos días.
Buenos días. Señor, por favor, ¿me dice su nombre?
Jorge Antonio Iribe Araujo.
Jorge Antonio Iribe Araujo.
All right. Sir, I show your name is Jorge Aribe Felix. Is that a name that you also go by?
No, señor.
¿Es Jorge Iribe Félix? ¿Ese es un nombre que también utiliza? No, sir.
Okay. So it's Jorge Aribe Araujo. That is correct, sir?
Yes.
Entonces, es Jorge de Araujo, ¿es correcto?
Sí.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, sir. This
Got
is your initial appearance. You have been arrested on charges of possession of a narcotic drug for transportation or sale.
Señor, esta es su comparecencia inicial. A usted se le acusa de posesión de una droga narcótica y transporte para transporte o para venta.
Another count of that
Hay otro cargo adicional de eso mismo.
and then finally, one count of misconduct involving weapons, sir.
Y finalmente hay un cargo de conducta inadecuada, inapropiada con respecto a armas, involving firearms, did you say, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Involucrando armas de fuego.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings.
Señor, tiene derecho a permanecer en silencio y cualquier cosa que usted diga puede ser utilizada en su contra. También tiene derecho a tener un abogado que lo represente en todas las diligencias legales.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you by the courts.
Si usted no puede pagar un abogado, el juez le va a nombrar un abogado a usted.
And you have an attorney seated next to you for the purpose of this hearing.
Señor, y al lado suyo tiene un abogado para el propósito de la audiencia de hoy.
In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information from pretrial services, the state's recommendation, and also the information in the interim complaint.
Y para prepararme para para este caso, yo revisé la información de los servicios previos al juicio, las recomendaciones de la fiscalía y también la queja interina.
The state is requesting a $25,000 bond with release to pretrial services in the event that that bond is posted.
La fiscalía está pidiendo una fianza de $25,000 y que pueda ser liberado los servicios previos al juicio en caso de que usted pague esa fianza.
Anything further, Mr. Poston?
Go ahead, Go ahead, Madam Interpreter.
¿Algo más? Le pregunta el juez al señor Poston.
Your Honor, just to be certain, this is number 10, Mr. I have it as Uribe Felix. Do I need to correct that on my paperwork, or has the court sufficiently corrected it?
I believe that it's
Sí.
been corrected, and I can make the note on the document that you submitted.
Very good. Your Honor,
John,
go ahead.
If you could let that, yeah.
Está preguntando el fiscal que tiene en sus documentos a Uribe Felix, entonces quiere confirmar si el juez o si el fiscal tiene que corregir los documentos o si la juez ya hizo la corrección. Dice el juez que ya hizo la corrección y que va a enviar los documentos con la corrección.
Your Honor, we're looking at approximately 2 kilos of cocaine split up for sales, firearms, large amounts of money. This screams narco trafficking. At this point, Your Honor, this person is a danger to flee as well as a danger to whomever is down the line consuming this poison.
And interpreter, can you hear this part, the last part, Mr. Poston? Danger to flee and danger to?
Whomever consumes the
Okay.
substances he is selling.
Thank you. Su señoría, la cantidad de cocaína era de 2 kilos, es una cantidad, un valor elevado y también un valor elevado en armas de fuego. Entonces, esto realmente es llamativo o es un indicativo de narcotráfico y hay un peligro de huida del acusado y también del peligro para las personas que estén consumiendo esta droga.
And from the defense,
¿Qué dice la defensa?
So, Your Honor, I just want to note some of the details. I'm just not able to converse with Mr. Uribe Felix or Rujo Felix about just because I can't speak Spanish, and I don't want to have it publicly done sort of on record here.
understandable.
Entonces tengo aquí una nota, no he podido obtener detalles porque no he podido conversar con el señor Uribe Felix. Yo no hablo español y no quiero que quede las conversaciones en una acta pública, si eso se comprende.
I would just note pretrial services shows no felony history for Mr. Rujo Felix. And it does also note that he may have a residence here. It looks like there's it's not confirmed whether his address on Silver Bell is his actual address.
Y según los servicios previos al juicio no tiene historial de delitos graves. El señor Uribe Félix es probable que tenga residencia, pero eso no ha sido confirmado, que la residencia en Silver Bell sea la actual.
And just lastly, I'd ask the court not to consider any speculation about drug trafficking beyond, what's been alleged in the interim complaint. Still, what we would ask, given the lack of history, is that a bond, if the court is going to impose a bond, not exceed $5,000.
Y lo otro es que le pido al juez que no especule sobre el tráfico de drogas, solamente que se base en lo que se alega en la queja interina, también considerar la falta de antecedentes penales y si tiene intención de fijar una fianza que no sea más de $5,000.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir, I'm going to impose a $10,000 cash or secured bond.
Señor, voy a imponer una fianza de $10,000 en efectivo o con garantía.
Sir, if you post that bond, you are ordered not to possess any firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs,
Y señor, si usted paga esa fianza, se le ordena que tiene prohibido cargar o poseer armas de fuego o algún tipo de arma, tiene prohibido consumir o tener alcohol y drogas ilegales.
You are also ordered to have no contact with co-defendant Aldo Rodriguez Perez.
También se le ordena que usted no puede tener ningún contacto con el coacusado Aldo Rodríguez Pérez.
You are all ordered that you may not leave Pima County without further order of the court.
También se ordena que usted no puede salir del condado de Pima sin una orden proporcionada por el juez o el tribunal.
If you post that bond, sir, you will be supervised by pretrial services.
Señor, si usted paga la fianza, va a estar bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio.
All right. And then finally, sir, your preliminary hearing date will be set on November 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Finalmente, su audiencia preliminar va a ser fijada para el 3 de noviembre a la 1:30 de la tarde.
It is important that you stay in contact with your attorney and that you show up for any and all future court dates, because if you do not appear, sir, a warrant will likely issue for your arrest.
Bueno, es muy importante, señor, que usted se mantenga en contacto con su abogado y que se presente a todas las fechas futuras de corte, porque usted, si no se presenta, se puede emitir una orden de arresto en su contra.
That is all, sir. You are excused. Thank you.
Eso es todo, señor. Ya se puede retirar. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
Bonito día.
And have a nice day.
You too.
Igualmente.
And Madam Interpreter, I believe that unless there's any other Spanish speakers that I'm unaware of, I believe that may be it.
Your Honor,
Thank
we are
you.
still- no more Spanish speakers.
Okay. Thank you all very much, ma'am. You are excused. Have a good day.
You too. Have a good day. Interpreter will now disconnect.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Posey is not currently in the facility. Mr. Gilbert Martinez is refusing, and so is Gallegos, Jamie. I have Ms. Wood here present, ready to be seen.
Okay. And from the defense, any objection to continuing Mr. Posey or Mr. Martinez to tonight?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, then that's what we'll do. And I'll see Ms. Wood right now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks. And just a moment, ma'am, I'll be right with you. Let me know if you need anything else on that. Thank you. All right, ma'am, could you please tell me your name?
Carol Wood.
All right. Ma'am, I'm seeing you on which is criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. I'm gonna waive reading on the second charge that is alleged.
What does it say about the criminal trespass?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
What is it saying about criminal trespass? Like, any notes, details?
Oh,
When did I do it? Where did it happen?
sure, sure.
Explain it.
Give me a second. So, ma'am, this is alleged to have happened at a Circle K location.
Mhm.
And I don't know which one in, but a Circle K, ma'am. And you'll get more information on that.
Okay.
Title.
Happened, right? Branding charge?
I'm sorry.
That just happened, right? Branding charge?
Yes, that's right. Yes, ma'am. It's alleged to have happened yesterday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So what I'm going to do, ma'am, is if I release you on this matter, are you willing to come back to court, to city court?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
that is what I'm going to do, ma'am. I am going to release you on this matter, and I'm going to set a hearing in city court, and that's going to be at 9:30 in the morning on November 24th, 2025. So right before Thanksgiving.
November 24th.
You must appear at the hearing, ma'am. And if you do not, a warrant will likely issue for your arrest. This case is assigned to Judge Hale at City Court. And that next hearing, ma'am, is going to be a pretrial. You are ordered not to return to that incident location. And in fact, please do not return to any Circle K locations.
All right. Okay.
And if I do, are you willing to follow those conditions, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. In light of that, I am going to order you released. And your next hearing again will be on the 24th. You'll get paperwork that tells you about this. And that covers it. Give me just a second, though. I want to make sure that I covered everything. So, oh yeah, a couple of other things. So first of all, ma'am, importantly, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney. However, I'm not going to be appointing one today because I'm not holding you in custody. I've already told you about the conditions of release. I must let you know, ma'am, that this is also the time for your arraignment on the city court charge that occurred yesterday. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You are
One question, please.
sure. Just let me finish, please, and you can ask that, ma'am. Just a moment. So, ma'am, you're presumed innocent of that charge. If you fail to appear at a future hearing on a case on this case, future hearings, including trial, can go forward in your absence. If you're convicted at that trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days, you could lose your right to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that part of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What were your?
I thought you said I had two charges. The two charges or one?
It's two charges, ma'am.
So what are they again?
So the
Please.
first charge is it relates to criminal trespass in the third degree. The second charge involves a claim that you committed indecent exposure, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm releasing you on these charges. Do you have any other questions this morning, ma'am? Okay, and you must show up. Really important that you show up at that.
What is for?
It's on November 24th. You're going to get paperwork that says that. If you do not show up, ma'am, on the 24th, it's entirely likely that a new warrant will issue for your arrest. And so please come to court. It'll be at City Court downtown, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get paperwork. Okay.
Have a good day.
About a month, right?
Yeah, that's it's a month and a day.
Okay.
You'll get paperwork.
I'll be there.
Have a good day.
So you're releasing me today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You know how long does he get out?
It'll be later, probably early afternoon, I think, but the jail may
Okay.
have more info on that. They probably do compared to me.
Okay.
Come on, this way.
Good.
This way. Give it a few hours, okay? Thank you.
I think I'm about to go.
Yeah. You got one?
Right, I'll take one of the other.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see you guys now. Surprise, right? In the next pictures. He's further down from Bellingham. Good. All the way around to the first. So, Mr. McGay, instead of sitting down, you can go here, sit in that brown chair. Mr. Coronado, right? Or yes. Others.
And good morning. Could you please tell me your name?
Honestly,
All right, just a moment. Ma'am, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on two matters out of Pima County Justice Court. The first alleges that You failed to appear concerning a charge of criminal trespass. The second alleges that you committed shoplifting. And that shoplifting is alleged to have happened yesterday, about 7:20 in the evening at the Walmart on Valencia at Midvale. So, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to both of these incidents. Anything you say about these cases could be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. However, I'm not going to appoint one for you because I'm not holding you in custody on these. But you're able to go hire one if you would like, ma'am. So I'm going to release you on both of these cases, ma'am. But I need you to follow certain conditions. Are you willing to do that?
Okay. Okay.
The important one is that you not return to the incident location. So again, do not go back to the Walmart on Valencia, on Valencia at Midvale. And so, are you? And you're willing? You're telling me you're willing to do that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. In light of that, I'm going to release you, and let me tell you when your next court date's going to be. It's going to be on November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That's a Monday at 8:30 in the morning in Pima County Justice Court. So you need to be back at that court date, ma'am. If you do not appear at that hearing, then a warrant could issue for your arrest on one or both of these cases. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. You are excused.
And back to that.
Coronado?
Good morning, sir.
Back to our question.
Could you please tell me your name?
Carlos Coronado.
Alrighty, sir. I'm seeing you on 3 different matters. 2 of them are out of Pima County Justice Court here in Tucson. Third is out of Benson Municipal Courts. And so let me start with the Justice Court matters here locally. It's your initial appearance as to all of these matters, sir. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these cases can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to be holding you on these matters, so I am going to appoint Attorney Jeffrey Grinkowicz to represent you, sir. You're going to be held on a $500 bond as it relates to the 2 Justice Court cases. That's going to be concurrent with each other. I'm going to hold you on a $250 bond as it relates to the Benson case. And so, but that will not be concurrent, sir. So it would be a total of $750 if you want to get out of custody. So what I'm going to do as it relates to the Justice Court cases, sir, is I'm setting your next hearing. That is October 24th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Justice Court, you'll probably be seen by video. And so, sir, as it relates to the first of the 2 cases, you've been charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct. I'm going to order, sir, that if you post that bond, you find yourself out of custody, that you possess no firearms or weapons, you drink no alcohol, consume no illegal drugs, you commit no acts of domestic violence, you have no contact with the alleged victim, you do not return to the alleged victim's residence or place of work or the incident location. As I said, sir, I am appointing Mr. Grinkowicz to represent you. You have that court date tomorrow. I must advise you, sir, that if you do not appear at that next court date, a warrant could issue for your arrest, sir, and you could find yourself back in custody. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Let me move on to the other one. Just a moment. The other case out of Pima County Justice Court, sir, alleges that you committed shoplifting. And again, I'm imposing a $500 bond on that. It will be concurrent with the other case. Your order not to return to the incident location associated with that shoplifting case. And the next court date on that one is exactly the same as the other one, October 24th, tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then let me get to the Benson matter. The matter out of Benson, sir, alleges that you failed to appear on a charge involving possession of drug paraphernalia. On that, sir, I am setting your next hearing as an arraignment and that will be in Benson Justice Court down in Benson. And sir, that is going to be on December 1st, like I said, 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's whether you are in or out of custody. A $250 bond on that case, sir. And so if you do post that bond, sir, you're ordered not to possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, not to consume. And so that takes care of that. And so I am noting that you have the Justice Court hold. Sir, I think I've already said this. I just want to reiterate, if you do not appear at future court dates on these cases, a new warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, sir. You are excused.
Martinez.
And good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
Juan Martinez.
Right. A moment. Ma'am, I am seeing you this morning. It's your initial appearance. Let me start there. I'm seeing you on a charge of shoplifting that is alleged to have occurred yesterday around 9 o'clock in the evening at 4685 East Valencia, Circle K. Ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney. However, I'm going to be releasing you because I am going to believe that you will show up to court if I do that. Will you show up to court if I do that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you. I'm going to set your next court date as an arraignment, and that's going to be on Monday, November 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in front of, in Pima County Justice Court. You'll get information. You'll get information on that, ma'am, about, where it is, all the details on that. So just hang tight. The jail will get that to you. Ma'am, you are ordered not to go back to the incident location, so you cannot return to that Circle K on Valencia. And I must advise you, ma'am, if you do not appear at that next court date, a warrant could issue for your arrest. You could find yourself back in custody. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. You're welcome.
Hold on.
Hold on. Sorry, I missed a city charge. Sorry about that. 1 moment. Thank you. Sorry about that. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, ma'am, I'm also seeing you on a city court charge that appears to be from 2023. Yes, it alleges on June 4th, 2023, that you committed criminal trespass in the second degree, possession of direct paraphernalia, and that you then failed to appear on that case, ma'am. I'm going to release you on that case as well, but it's really important that you show up to city court and get this taken care of, because if you don't, then you're going to find yourself back in custody. It's as simple as that. So give me just a moment, and then I'll get you on your way, ma'am.
Okay.
Your next hearing is going to be on November 19th at 1:30 in the afternoon, and that's going to be a pretrial hearing in front of Judge Bond in city court. Again, it specifies all this, ma'am, and so that takes care of it. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pares.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Jorge Luis Nevares.
Okay, just a moment. Alrighty, sir, I am seeing you. First of all, this is your initial appearance. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'll talk to you about that more in a second as I decide what I'm going to do here. Sir, you're being seen on one count of what is alleged to be an act of assault, which is alleged to be an act of domestic violence, and that is alleged to have happened yesterday. And give me just a moment, sir.
Sure.
So, sir, if I release you on this case, are you willing to follow some very important conditions I'm going to tell you about, namely that you have no contact with the victim, among other things?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So give me a moment and I'll talk through that with you. Sir, you are ordered to have possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, have no contact at all with the victim in this case, who is alleged to be Miss Torres. I'm sorry, is that Yael? Is that a man?
Male.
Male. Gotcha. Okay, so the roommates, excuse me. Sir, have no contact with him. Do not go back to the incident location. I'm assuming that it's a shared residence and you may have belongings there that you need to get.
Your Honor, it's actually my house. It's all under my name.
Okay.
So if he can, not go back to my house.
Well, I'm not going to order that because I can't make orders as to him. I can only make orders as to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this condition can be changed. This isn't necessarily a forever thing. But between now and November 3rd, I'm ordering that you not go back to that incident location, and you have no contact with Mr. Torres. And so, in light of all that, sir, I'm going to release you on this case. Your next court date is going to be an arraignment on November 3rd at 10:30 in the morning. And that'll be in Pima County Justice Court. You need to come back for that, sir. If you do not come back, a new warrant could issue for your arrest. And in the event that you do need to return to get belongings out of that house, sir, that's completely understandable that you'd need to do that. If you need to do that, though, sir, you need to return with a police escort to get those belongings. Okay. Any questions? Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
Veronica Gonzalez.
All right. Just a moment. Okay, Ms. Gonzalez, I am seeing you on a charge out of two charges out of city court that allege one count of disorderly conduct, making excessive noise, and one count of assault, both of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. This is alleged to have happened yesterday around 10:30 in the evening. Give me a moment, ma'am. You, but I'm going to follow some pretty specific conditions I'm about to tell you about. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so just a moment, I'll tell you about those. So I am going to order that you have no contact of any kind with the victim, specifically Mr. Simpson, Jesse Simpson. He's indicating that he will be vacating the residence, at least in the short term. And so for that reason, I'm going to order you are not, well, you are permitted to go back to the residence in light of that because he will be vacating. But you're to have no contact with him. So that is to say that if he changes his mind and he says, "Now I'm going to stay here after all," you can't go back there. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay. And that condition can be addressed in the future. However, for today's sake, until the next court date, that is what needs to be followed. And so because I'm releasing you, ma'am, I am going to set your next court date for November 25th, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon. And that is going to be a pretrial hearing in front of Judge Millian. City courts.
Mhm.
You are additionally ordered, ma'am, not to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages, to commit no further acts of domestic violence, and possess no firearms or weapons while this case is pending.
Okay.
And additionally, ma'am, I'm going to advise you that this is also the time for your arraignment on these charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. You are presumed innocent. If you fail to appear at future hearings in this case, those hearings, including trial, could go forward in your absence. If you're convicted at that trial, ma'am, you can't be sentenced within 90 days, then you could lose your right to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. You are excused.
Aguilar.
All right. Sir, could you please tell me your name?
Dominic Aguilar.
All right, sir, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested on charges that allege that you committed multiple acts of child abuse alleged to be acts of domestic violence. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You also have the right to be appointed by or to be represented by an attorney, sir. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You have Mr. Preminger seated next to you for the purpose of this hearing. In order to prepare for this morning's initial appearance, I reviewed the interim complaint, which details the allegations that are alleged against you, the information supplied by pretrial services, and the state's recommendation, which is requesting a $250,000 cash or secured bond with a release to pretrial services in the event that that bond is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further you'd like to tell me, sir?
Excuse me. The court would just note and ask, the state would note and ask the court to focus on the absolute innocence of this child and the absolutely just devastating allegations of injuries inflicted on this innocent little one.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Preminger, sir.
Your Honor, may I consult just very briefly with Mr. Aguilar?
Absolutely. Take your time.
Thank you. All right. Sir, Mr. Aguilar just conveyed to me that right now he is still unemployed. He is looking for work, though. I would note that he doesn't have any criminal history. He's a young man, but the scales are both really low. That pretrial noted. He explained that address, the South Alaska Drive address, is not one that he would be able to return to, but that he does believe he could reside with his mom if released. It looks from the workup that his son is right now in DCS custody, and it did look like there wasn't a position taken on his release from the DCS worker. So we would ask the court to consider release, given that he does not have any criminal history, and it doesn't appear that he would have any way of contacting the victim, the alleged victim in this case. He also indicated that he just doesn't have any money to post for bond. So we would ask if the court is not inclined to release him at this time, that it consider a bond that doesn't exceed $2,500, just given that he doesn't have any criminal history. He's not likely to have any contact with the victim in this case. And anything, over a nominal bond would probably effectively hold him essentially without bond.
Thank you very much. Mr. Aguilar, sir, I am going to hold you on a $75,000 cash or secured bond. In the event that you are able to post that bond or you otherwise find yourself out of custody, sir, I'm going to order that you be supervised by pretrial services. Sir, if you are out of custody, you are ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, commit no further acts of domestic violence. You are to have no contact at all with the alleged minor victim. You are not to go back to the victim's residence or the incident location. And sir, an additional order of the court is that you follow any and all BCS directives as this case plays out. And so I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. Your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be on Monday, November 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon, sir. Please stay in contact with your attorney between now and that next court date. It's just really important to do that, sir. Additionally, if you do find yourself out of custody and you fail to appear at any future court date, a warrant can issue for your arrest, sir. Do you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good day. You are excused.
Gabrielle.
Yeah, that was all.
Over.
I'll approve it. Good morning, sir. Would you please tell me your name?
Gabrielle.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, counsel, do you want me to waive reading? Do you want to waive reading on this, or how do you want to do it?
We would be okay to waive reading, yeah.
Okay. All right, give me just a moment. So, Mr. Gorell, I'm seeing you on two new cases, both of which I'm going to waive the reading of the charges of, one of which is out of Pima County here, and then the other alleges a probation violation warrant out of Buchanan County. I believe that's in Missouri. Yes, it is in Missouri, sir. So let me talk to you about these one at a time. First of all, sir, because this is your initial appearance, I must advise you that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. We're going to appoint one this morning. Sir, you also have an attorney that's seated next to you, Mr. Preminger, for the purpose of this hearing. In order to prepare for the hearing this morning, I reviewed the information supplied in the interim complaints, the information supplied by pretrial services, and then also by the county attorney, Mr. Poston. And so, just a moment. And so what I see, Mr. Poston, is that you're requesting a no bond hold pursuant to 133856 on the Missouri matter, and then a $5,000 bond plus pretrial services if released on the local matter. Anything further from you, sir?
That is correct, Your Honor. And the Missouri warrant itself also does say no bond in addition to the statute.
Correct. And Mr. Preminger, sir?
There are no objection to the bond amount in the Pima County case. I do see we have some paperwork about the warrant from Missouri. I'd ask the court to entertain imposing a bond, even if it's a high one, just because of the limited information we have at this time. But that's all the only record I'd make as to the matter out of Missouri.
Well, thank you very much. And so the court will note, I'm looking at the information supplied within the criminal history information, and it reflects that this is a post-conviction matter out of Missouri. So for that reason, the court will hold Mr. Gorell without bond on that matter, sir, as it relates to the Missouri matter. Sir, I'm setting a fugitive warrant hearing. That'll be on October 28th, so next week, 2:30 in the afternoon, and that'll be in Superior Court here locally. Sir, if you find yourself out of custody for some reason, you are ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol, illegal drugs. Get in contact with Missouri, specifically Buchanan County. And so that takes care of that case. It does, just a moment. Yeah. Okay, so that takes care of that case. And as it relates to the other matter, sir, I'm going to hold you on a $2,500 cash or secured bond on that matter. Your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on November 3rd, 2025, 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm appointing the public defender. And so there's an additional condition that's going to appear on the paperwork, sir, about reporting to the sheriff's department within 72 hours of release in the event that you do find yourself out of custody. And so Mr. Preminger can probably speak to you about that, but we need to have your registration updated to the extent that that needs to occur, sir. And then finally, I must advise you, sir, that if you do find yourself out of custody, it's unlikely, but if you have to, sir, you must appear at any and all future court dates. If you do not do that, sir, then a warrant may issue for your arrest. And that is that. Anything further? Any questions? No? Okay, thank you. You're excused.
Here.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert M. Steer.
All right, sir, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on charges. Well, you've been arrested on a charge alleging that you're a fugitive from justice out of Oregon, specifically McMinnville and or Yamhill County, Oregon. That relates to a handful of charges that I am going to waive reading on. And so, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. We're going to appoint an attorney to represent you, sir, and that is going to be, just a second. No problem. It's going to be the legal defender that is appointed to represent you, sir. And so, in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, additionally, you have Mr. Preminger who's seated next to you. He's going to help you out for the purpose of this hearing. In order to prepare, sir, I reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, reviewed the interim complaint, reviewed the warrant document, and then also the state's recommendation, which is $250,000 plus release to pretrial services in the event that that's posted. Anything further from you, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Mr. Preminger, sir.
Your Honor, I know we do have a copy of what appears to be a stamped warrant from Oregon. Just given that we don't have a lot of underlying information, I'd ask the court to consider potentially a bond amount that's less than the 250 on the warrant, but that's the only record that I'd make.
Okay, thank you very much. Just a moment. Mr. Stair, I am gonna hold you on that $250,000 cash or secured bond. Sir, your next hearing is gonna be a fugitive warrant hearing. That's gonna be at 2:30 in the afternoon, next week on the 28th. That's gonna be in Superior Court here. Sir, if you post that bond, you find yourself out of custody, you order to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, submit to monitoring or treatment by pretrial services as recommended. As I said, I'm appointing the legal defender to represent you. If you do find yourself out of custody, sir, you must report to, I believe it's Yamhill County, McMinnville. I'm not entirely sure. The paperwork you get should include a little bit more particular information on that about the specific county, but it's certainly in Oregon. You must do that within 72 hours of your release, sir. And so that is the court's order. I must advise you, sir, that if you fail to appear at any future hearing, sir, a warrant could issue for your arrest. The hearing next week in Superior Court will be more on that fugitive warrant issue and decisions that you want to make reference either remaining here in Southern Arizona or being extradited back to Oregon. So please stay in touch with your attorney, sir. They'll have a lot more to say about all this, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe so.
Will you tell me when that next trial hearing?
Yeah. And
Okay.
your excuse, sir. So yeah, your next hearing will be on the 28th next week, and that's it for me. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
is there any way we can do Mr. Luis Lopez next?
Yes, that is just at number 19. Thank you. Yes, that's just fine.
Let me grab it, sir. Thank you.
Got it. And Ms. Munoz, are you at the pretrial? I'm wondering if a report may be available on this in the near future. Yep.
Let me see.
Thank
It
you.
should be. Let me
Right.
double check.
Thank you very much. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Luis Lopez.
Right.
Luis Andrew Lopez.
Thank you, sir. This is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on a charge of aggravated DUI. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings in this case. If you cannot afford an attorney, one's going to be appointed for you. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Mr. Preminger is seated next to you. He's going to help you out for the purpose of this hearing. In order to prepare for this hearing, I have reviewed the interim complaint, and I am about to take a look at the pretrial services report that I see is just populated. And I also see that the state is recommending a $7,500 cash or secured bond. Mr. Posted, anything further from you, sir?
So I have to post bond.
Hang on just a second.
My fault, sir.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. We'll talk in a minute. Mr. Poston, anything?
No, Judge.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Preminger, sir?
Your Honor, may I consult with Mr. Lopez briefly?
Absolutely.
So, Your Honor, after speaking with Mr. Lopez, he confirmed that he does have residence and a job that he just started at Mr. On's. He is hoping for release today so that he can be in touch with his employer. He does understand that depending on the way the case plays out, it could be possible that he would be required to do some consecutive jail time. But he is asking for the court for an opportunity for release. I would note that although he does have the prior misdemeanor DUI, he has no other felony history. Certainly, he would understand that he would not be permitted to operate a vehicle in any capacity if he were released. If the court is not inclined to release him under pretrial supervision, he expressed that he probably could not pay much more than $1,000 in the way of a bond. So we would ask that a bond not exceed around $1,500 at the maximum for Mr. Lopez.
Okay, thank you very much. Just a moment. Sir, I am going to hold you on a $1,500, $1,500 cash or secured bond, sir. It just concerns, these are just allegations, sir. You are, of course, presumed innocent, but the court has concerns that you're alleged to have had a relatively recent conviction for driving under the influence that led to your license being suspended, and you are now being seen on a new driving under the influence case, sir. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. In the event that you're able to post that $1,500 cash or secured bond, sir, you are ordered that you will be supervised by pretrial services. In the event that you find yourself out of custody on that, you must submit to any monitoring or treatment that they deem appropriate. Sir, you're ordered not to drive without a valid license. These are allegations, but it seems as though you do not have a valid license right now, so you should not be driving at all. You are ordered to not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs at all. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing, November 3rd, 1:30 in the afternoon in Superior Court. Really important that you stay in touch with your attorney, sir, and that you show up to that court date if, in fact, well, just stay in touch with them. That court date may go away, but really stay in touch with your attorney, appear at court dates that they tell you to be at, and then that'll take care of that, sir. You are excused.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Talk to him or?
Yes, motion.
Good morning, ma'am. Please tell me your mute.
Sorry, Judge.
You're good. And ma'am, can you please tell me your name again?
Ashley Coronado Cunha.
All right, thank you very much. This is your initial appearance. You have been arrested on a couple new charges. One of 2 counts. One alleges possession of a narcotic drug for sale. The other alleges possession of drug paraphernalia. You're also being seen on 2 warrants out of Tucson City Court for failure to appear on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia. As to all of these matters, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these cases can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney on these cases. As to at least the felony matters, you will have an attorney appointed. I'm going to appoint the legal defender to represent you on that matter, ma'am. And in order to prepare for this morning's initial appearance, I reviewed the interim complaint, which details the allegation on the new charges. I reviewed the state's recommendation, which is $15,000 plus release to pretrial services in the event that that's posted. I also reviewed pretrial services. Mr. Poston, anything further from you, sir?
Negative, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Preminger, sir?
Your Honor, may I speak with Ms. Acuna really briefly?
Yes, of course.
Sure, I just consulted with Ms. Acuna. She did confirm that she would be able to reside with her parents in Pima County if the court did consider releasing her to pretrial services. We do recognize that she does have a history noted by pretrial, some failure to appear. It does look like her history is pretty much all drug possession. I would also note that she wasn't the driver of the vehicle, as alleged in the interim complaint, that she was a passenger. So there may be some question. It looks like there were multiple occupants in the vehicle. We would ask, and then the last thing is just that she said that probably the most she would be able to post would be around $500 if the court did impose a bond. So considering those factors, we would ask that the court first consider releasing her under the supervision of pretrial services. In the alternative, maybe consider a bond not exceeding or not exceeding $1,000 by much.
Thank you very much. Okay, ma'am, as to the new felony case, I'm going to order a bond in the amount of $500. It's going to be a cash secured bond. Ma'am, you will be released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. You do have a failure to appear history. If you had done a better job of showing up to court hearings in the past on other cases, I would not have imposed that bond, ma'am, but that's what leads me to do what I did. If you are released, ma'am, you are ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, have no contact with co-defendant Richard Besseril. And as I think I said, I'm appointing the legal defender to represent you. Your next hearing, ma'am, is going to be a preliminary hearing. And that'll be on November 3rd, 1:30 in the afternoon. And so really important that you stay in contact with your attorney, ma'am, because if you do not do that, then you could miss out on what's happening in your case. And additionally, if you fail to appear at future court dates, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me talk to you about the two city court matters. So again, these alleged warrants reference failing to appear. As to those cases, I'm going to release you on your promise to appear, ma'am. Your next court date is going to be a pretrial hearing in city court, not superior court, but city court on November 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You'll get paperwork that says all this. You're ordered, ma'am, to possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or consume no illegal drugs. I am going to appoint the city PD on that case, just so that you have an attorney that can essentially coordinate with the attorney on your felony case and hopefully have things be resolved a little more efficiently, if that's in fact what you'd like to do, ma'am. So I am going to appoint that attorney. And so that covers it. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Joseph, Aaron?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Joseph Roger Ahrens, Ahrens.
Thank you. Sir, this is your initial appearance. You are being seen, you've been arrested on charges alleging multiple counts of burglary in the third degree, along with one count of criminal damage. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings on this case. If you cannot afford an attorney, we're going to appoint one. We're going to do that regardless of whether you can afford one or not. But I'm going to appoint the legal defender to represent you today, sir. And additionally, in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I reviewed the information alleged in the interim complaint. I'm seeing the state's recommendation, which is requesting a $7,500 bond plus release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. And I also see I've reviewed the information supplied by pretrial. Mr. Poston, anything further from you, sir?
Can,
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Preminger, sir?
May I speak with Mr. Ahrens briefly?
Sure.
that's an estimate, and I, I would really like to see them, pretrial, because I'm better. Okay.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Ahrens, I was just confirming, he explained that he is on disability, it does still allow him to do a little bit of work, doing some landscaping, up to a certain amount, per month. So he would like, if the court finds it appropriate, to be released to pretrial to try to return to work. It looks like an address was confirmed by pretrial, in Pima County. Looks like his mom verified that. It looks like his scales are kind of middle, in terms of his failure to appear, nothing in the last 2 years. So we would request, it also appears that the offense date is from May. So it does appear that he's been relatively, he hasn't had any new charges since then. So given those factors, I don't think he has any. He does have some priors, but it looks like they're mostly drug and nonviolent priors. So we would ask the court to consider releasing him to pretrial. If not, he's explained he has a couple $100s in his bank account. So we would ask for a bond that doesn't exceed $1,000.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to impose a $2,500 cash secured bond. Based on what I see in your criminal history, it looks like you have similar types of convictions to what's alleged in these new allegations. If you post that bond, sir, you will be supervised by pretrial services. You're ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Do not return to the incident location, sir. Do not go back to either of those businesses. I'm appointing the legal defender to represent you. Your next hearing, sir, will be a preliminary hearing, November 3rd, 1:30 in the afternoon. Must advise you, sir, that it's important that you stay in contact with your attorney and that you come to any and all future court dates, because if you do not do that, sir, a warrant may issue for your arrest. Thank you very much. You are excused. Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
Karina Becerra.
All right. Ma'am, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on charges that include attempted aggravated assault, aggravated driving under the influence, 2 counts of endangerment, 1 count of failure to stop for a vehicle or for with an accident with a vehicle, and 1 count of driving on a suspended license, ma'am. So you have the right to remain silent, ma'am. You're presumed innocent as it relates to these charges. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings on this case. I am appointing the public defender. Is that right? Yes, sir. Would be public defender to represent you, ma'am. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I have reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services. I have reviewed the interim complaint, and I'm looking at the state's recommendation, which is requesting a $15,000 bond with release to pretrial services in the event that that is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further you'd like me to know?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Mr. Preminger, sir.
Your Honor, may I consult with Ms. Becerra very quickly?
Yes.
So, Your Honor, I was just that she does have a full-time job that she works. She says it's remote, so she did confirm that if the court were to be inclined to release her under the supervision of pretrial services, she would not have to operate a vehicle to return to work, and she understands that she absolutely would not be allowed to do that. She also explained that she is a caretaker for her minor child, so she is hopeful that she might be released to return to do that. Obviously, she does have the prior DUI noted from 2014, and then it looks like 1 other property offense that's pretty old, or at least over 10 years old. It does look like she was able to complete. Well, she had a probation violation, but it was terminated. We would ask again the court consider release. She said that she probably doesn't have much more than $500 to post for bond if the court is inclined to hold her. So we would ask if the court does not consider release, that it impose a bond no greater than the $500 to $1,000 range.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Becerra, I'm going to impose a $5,500 cash or secured bond. Ma'am, if you post that bond, you will be supervised by pretrial services. You must submit to any monitoring or treatment as a direct. You are ordered to not drive without a valid license. It appears that your license is not valid. You do not have a valid license, so do not drive at all if that's the case. You are ordered to consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Additionally, I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. Your next hearing is a preliminary hearing date on October 31st, 1:30 in the afternoon. You are ordered not to have any contact of any kind with the alleged victims. And so it is important that you stay in contact with your attorney, ma'am, and that you go to any and all court dates in the future, because if you do not do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you could find yourself back in custody. Okay, thank you very much. You are excused.
Your Honor, can we do Mr. Bullock while we get Mr. Becerril?
Yep.
Bullock, come on.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Christopher Bullock.
All righty. Just a moment, sir. This is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on new charges that allege that you possessed a dangerous drug and also possessed drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You are presumed innocent. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, sir. You have Mr. Preminger seated next to you for this hearing. He's going to help you out. In order to prepare for this hearing, sir, I have reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services. I see that the state is recommending a $5,000 bond plus release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. I've also reviewed the information in the interim complaint. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
All right. Mr. Preminger, sir?
Can I just ask Mr. Bullock a couple quick questions?
Sure.
Your Honor, we would ask for maybe a slightly lower bond, just given Mr. Bullock is homeless at the moment, really doesn't have much to post in the way of bond. It does look like this is a steps eligible case as well. So I think he's hopeful, that this would result in a probation available plea or resolution.
Okay. Sir, if I release you to pretrial services, you're going to follow the conditions that I ask you to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these conditions include that you consume no alcohol, possess no illegal drugs, you submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, that you possess no weapons or firearms, and you're willing to do all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so what I show, sir, is that you may be eligible for a program that is called STEPS. It's a substance abuse treatment program. If you successfully complete that program, it's possible that these felony drug charges could get dismissed and go away. Are you interested in participating in that program, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I'm going to do in light of that is I'm going to set a STEPS hearing. That's going to be on October 30th, 2025 at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm also going to set a preliminary hearing date, and that's going to be on November 12th at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's really important that you do two things, sir, that you stay in contact with pretrial services between now and really as this case is pending. Stay in contact with pretrial services, stay in contact with your attorney. If you do not show up at future court dates, sir, then it's likely that a warrant will issue for your arrest. You'll find yourself back in custody. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You're excused.
That's it. We will see about.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Mr. Bessero?
All right, Mr. Bessero, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested on charges that allege that you unlawfully possessed a dangerous drug, unlawfully possessed a narcotic drug, unlawfully possessed drug paraphernalia, and then you possessed a firearm during a narcotics offense. You, sir, are presumed innocent of those charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Preminger is seated to your left. He's going to help you out for the purpose of this hearing. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information in the interim complaint. I reviewed the state's recommendation, which is requesting a $7,500 bond plus release to pretrial services if that's posted. And I also reviewed pretrial services. Anything further from you, Mr. Poston, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Preminger?
Your Honor, may I speak with Mr. Bessero very quickly?
Absolutely.
So, Your Honor, I know pretrial wasn't able to verify Mr. Bessero's address, although it does appear that they verified that his driver's license matches the Oak Bank Drive address that he provided for them. He did also confirm for me that he is employed right now as an auto mechanic for USPS. He also is not showing any felony history. His new criminal activity scales 1, and his failure to appear scales at 2. So it seems as though he is likely to show up to court if released. So in consideration of those factors, we would ask that the court consider releasing him to pretrial services. In the alternative, he said that he probably wouldn't have much more than $1,000 to $5,000 to post their bond. So we would ask for a bond if the court is inclined to impose one that doesn't exceed that range.
Thank you very much. Given the nature of the charges and the absence of other criminal history, sir, I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. But it's really important that you follow what I'm about to tell you, okay? It's important that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. You're not allowed to have any contact with the co-defendant, Ashley Acuna, sir. Your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing on November 3rd, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon, because that's when Ms. Acuna's preliminary hearing date is. Additionally, sir, one thing I want to let you know about is that outside of the jail, there's what's called the Transition Center. That's a facility that may have certain resources that could be helpful for you, sir, so that when you emerge from the jail and you're back in the community, you have some additional support that may be helpful, so that you don't find yourself back in custody and so forth, and that you have suitable housing and so on. So do you understand that, sir? Okay, and it's important, sir, that you stay in contact with your attorney and that you come to any and all future court dates, because if you don't do that, it's entirely likely that a warrant will issue for your arrest. You'll find yourself back in custody. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day.
Delgado, Daniel. Have a seat, sir.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Daniel P. Delgado.
All right, just a moment. All right, so this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a warrant that alleges that you failed to appear. I'm sorry. No, there was no date associated with it. It's a grand jury warrant. It lists an amount of $5,000, sir. It alleges that you committed an act of theft that is alleged to have occurred on July 17th, 2022. You're presumed innocent of that, sir. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about that, this case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I am appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for this hearing, I have reviewed the information supplied by pretrial. I have reviewed the state's recommendation, which is $5,000. Anything further from you, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Mr. Preminger, sir.
Your Honor, so I understand that the $5,000 amount was set by the grand jury. So I don't know how Your Honor feels, what type of discretion you have. I would just recognize that I'm a little confused just based on the age. This is a 3-year-old nonviolent offense. It looks like Mr. Delgado's only criminal history is really quite old, from the 80s. He himself is retired, 66 years old and retired, and it looks like he does have an address in Tucson. So it seems to me that he would be an appropriate candidate. It says that the only failures to appear are older than 2 years. So it seems to me that he would be a good candidate for release under pretrial services. However, I recognize that there is a grand jury bond. So, I would ask the court to just apply whatever discretion it feels it can.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Delgado, I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. The reason being that it looks like when this warrant initially issued, there was not a good address for you that was associated with that. So it seems that that provides at least a halfway decent basis for why you did not previously appear. Really important, sir, that you show up to court, though, to get this taken care of. I'm going to tell you about that next court date. I'm also going to tell you about certain conditions that you're ordered to abide by. Sir, you are ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. Sir, you're ordered to have no contact with the alleged victims. Do not go back to the incident location. Your next court date, sir, is going to be an arraignment. It's an arraignment 1 week from today at 1:30 in the afternoon. 1 week from today, 1:30 in the afternoon in Superior Court. You'll get paperwork that explains all this, but it's really important that you come to that next court date, sir, because if you do not do that, it's likely that a new warrant will issue for your arrest. You will find yourself back in custody. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. You are excused.
Thank you. Leave it, please.
So you're at that court.
All right, thank you.
Chelsea Fox.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Please tell me your name.
Chelsea Fox.
All right, just a moment. Ms. Fox, this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on 2 new charges, one of which is possession of a narcotic drug. The other alleges that you possess drug paraphernalia. Ma'am, you are presumed to be innocent of these charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I am going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, ma'am. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information in the interim complaint. I reviewed the state's recommendation, which requests release to pretrial services, also the information supplied by pretrial services. Any objection to that pretrial services release, Mr. Preminger?
No, Your Honor.
Right. In light of that, that's what I'm going to do, but give me just a moment, ma'am. I have a couple things I'd like to tell you. Okay, so I am releasing you to pretrial services, as I said, ma'am. Your order to possess no firearms or weapons or drugs, submit to any monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. I'm appointing the legal defender to represent you. Your next court date is going to be, actually, let me talk to you about something else before that. So, ma'am, it looks like you may be eligible for a program called STEPS. What that is it's a substance abuse treatment program. And it's good it's good for a few reasons. It's good because if you successfully complete the program, these felony charges may get dismissed and go away entirely. Are you interested in participating in that program, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set your next hearing. It's going to be a STEPS hearing. It's going to be on October 30th, so 1 week from today at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court. What you need to do between now and that next hearing is stay in contact with pretrial services and then come to court a week from today at the Superior Court downtown. You'll get more information on the STEPS program at that hearing, ma'am. And like I said earlier, it's really a good opportunity because assuming that you're eligible for it, which you should be based on what I'm seeing, then you have the ability to earn a complete dismissal of these charges. I'm also setting a preliminary hearing, which is going to be on, well, just a second. And my apologies on that. Actually, Mr. Preminger, is she willing to waive time on the PH date?
I suspect I'm going to. Yeah, she'll get it with time now.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to set the preliminary hearing, which is that second hearing. It's going to be on December 8th, 1:30 in the afternoon. So just stay in contact with your attorney. You'll get paperwork that explains this, but the most important thing is to show up at court 1 week from today and stay in contact with your attorney. You are excused, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's
Good morning, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Patricia Pearson.
1 moment. Okay, this is your initial appearance, ma'am. I'm seeing you on 4 charges, 3 of which allege possession of a dangerous drug for sale, alleged to have occurred in August and September of this year. And then the 4th charge is alleges conspiracy to illegally conduct an enterprise. That is from August of this year. You, ma'am, are presumed innocent on all of those charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney on the case. I am appointing the legal defender to represent you, ma'am. And you have Mr. Preminger seated next to you. He's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information supplied by pretrial. I have reviewed the state's recommendation, which is $10,000 plus release to pretrial if that's posted. Mr. Poston, anything further, sir?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Preminger, sir?
Your Honor, may I consult with Ms. Pearson briefly?
Absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I fix that? Yeah. Got it. Oh, yep. Okay, I think I got it.
So, Your Honor, I just confirmed with Ms. Pearson what's in the pretrial workup, which is that she does live with her daughter, who is an adult, but she still does support. She is employed as a cleaner. She's also indicated to me that she's also a combat veteran. The pretrial workup does indicate that she has no felony history as well. So given those factors and the low scale of the 2 new criminal and 2 failure to appear on that index, so given those factors, we would ask the court to consider a release to pretrial services. If the court's not inclined to do that, Ms. Pearson indicated that she probably wouldn't even have $1,000 to post in the way of a bond. So we would ask the court to consider, if it's not inclined to release Ms. Pearson to the supervision of pretrial services, to impose a bond that doesn't exceed $1,000.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Pearson, I am going to impose a $5,000 cash or secured bond. In the event that you post that bond, ma'am, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services. You are ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, submit to monitoring as directed by pretrial services. I am appointing the legal defender to represent you, as I said. Your next hearing is going to be an arraignment in Pima County Superior Court. It's going to be 1 week from today on the 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon. In the event that you post your bond, find yourself out of custody, really important that you stay in contact with your attorney and that you show up to that arraignment 1 week from today at 1:30 in the afternoon, because if you don't do that, a new warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good day. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Hey, could you please tell me your name?
Aldo
All right, your last name, sir?
Rodriguez Perez.
All right, thank you very much, sir. This is your initial appearance. You have been arrested on charges that allege that you possessed a narcotic drug for sale. That you possessed a narcotic drug for sale, so 2 times, and that you also possessed a narcotic drug. You, sir, are presumed innocent of those charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during the pendency of this case. I'm appointing the legal defender to represent you, sir. Mr. Preminger is seated next to you. He's going to help you out for the purpose of this hearing, sir. In order to prepare, I have reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services. I have seen the state's recommendation, which is requesting a $10,000 bond plus release to pretrial services in the event that that's posted. And I've also, that's it, actually. I'm sorry, I reviewed the interim complaint, I should say. Mr. Preminger, Mr. Poston, anything further from you, sir?
No, Judge.
Thank you very much, Mr. Preminger.
I consult with Mr. Rodriguez Perez just for a
Yes,
sec.
absolutely.
So Your Honor, Mr. Rodriguez Perez is conveying to me that he would feel more comfortable if he had Spanish speaker present. So I would ask to continue this maybe to this evening when he could have an interpreter present.
Absolutely, I'm happy to do that, sir. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue this matter to this evening, sir. You'll be seen at 7 o'clock or a little bit after this evening, and we will have an interpreter there for you, sir. Okay, thank you very much. You are excused.
Your Honor, would you like me to translate that for him?
No, I think, sir, do you understand that you're going to be?
Yeah,
seen
yeah, well, some things I can understand, some other I might have problems like lottings or something like that, you know. Never had that like before or anything, you know.
Okay.
Like new words that I never heard before.
Sí.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, otra vez, corte anoche hasta 7 más o menos. You'll be seen tonight, okay?
Okay.
And that's it for now, sir. We'll see you this evening.
Okay. Well,
All right, thank you.
okay.
Sorry, Judge. It was sorry, Your Honor. I know it was a touch out of the procedure, but he seemed confused.
It's all right. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Ernest Philip Smith, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Smith, this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on a one count alleging that you committed an act of aggravated assault alleged to have occurred yesterday. Yeah, you are presumed innocent of that, sir. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all proceedings on this case. And sir, I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. In order to prepare for this hearing, I have reviewed the information in the interim complaint. I have reviewed the state's recommendation, which is a $5,000 bond, plus release to pretrial services if you are able to post that. I've also reviewed pretrial's information. Anything further from you, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you very much. And Mr. Preminger?
Can I just consult with Mr. Smith briefly?
Absolutely.
So Your Honor, Mr. Smith was just expressing to me that he is a disabled veteran. He is he's on disability. He has expressed that he has a couple of dogs, service dogs. Yes, service dogs. That he wouldn't have anyone to care for if not released. He also expressed that he lives by himself. If he were released, he would be able to have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim. So for those reasons, we would ask that the court consider release as pretrial services. He expressed that also until the first of the month, he really doesn't have anything that he would even be able to post in the way of a bond. And he's also supposed to start classes at the VA to deal with substance abuse related to his PTSD. So we would ask the court to seriously consider release to pretrial services. In the alternative, if the court's not willing to do that, we would just ask that the court consider a nominal bond, just given his lack of ability to post anything.
Just a second.
to the ESRPM or something like that, where they put the headphones, go back for therapy.
Sir, I am going to hold you on a $1,000 bond. That's going to be a cash or secured bond. You will be released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. I have concerns about the allegations. They are just allegations, and you are presumed innocent, sir. But I do have concerns about the information in the interim complaint. I also would note the criminal history that is listed in pretrial services reflects that you have had prior convictions for acts of violence, prior felony convictions for acts of violence, at least one of which is within the last 5 years or so. For those reasons, I'm imposing that $1,000 bond. If you post it, sir, and you find yourself out of custody, you are to have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim. Do you understand?
Yes, and what about my service animals, Your Honor?
And you're going to have to try and make arrangements for that, sir.
I don't know who to get a hold of. I really don't.
I'm sorry, sir, but
I'm alone here. You know,
Right.
my family's from Minnesota and on San Carlos Apache Reservation, and there's just no way I could get a hold of anybody.
Well, I'm sorry about that, sir, but I've made my mind up as far as the bond, sir. I've made my mind up, sir. And so you're additionally ordered not to possess any firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and submit to monitoring or treatment as recommended by pretrial services if you do find yourself out of custody, sir. You're next on November 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon, and that's in Superior Court. Really important that you stay in contact with your attorney between now and that next court date, sir, and that you come to any and all court dates in the future. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have a good day.
Wilson, come on.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Could you please tell me your name?
Brian Wilson.
Sir, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested on one charge alleging an attempted robbery. You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about this case can be used against you. You are also presumed innocent. You have the right to be represented by an attorney on this case. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. Mr. Preminger is seated to your left. He's going to help you out for the purpose of this hearing. In order to prepare for this hearing, I've reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, reviewed the interim complaint, and I see that the state is recommending a $50,000 cash or secured bond with release to pretrial services in the event that that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor. State submits on the written record.
Mr. Preminger, sir?
I consult with Mr. Wilson briefly.
Yes, sir.
Who's the victim? So Your Honor, Mr. Wilson, I am not able to locate the interim complaint, so I don't have a lot of information. He's adamantly asserting his innocence in the matter. He also indicated that he does have a residence in Tucson. So we would ask the court to consider release to pretrial services for today. In the alternative, we would ask for a nominal bond if the court is not inclined to consider a release for today.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Wilson, I'm going to hold you on a $15,000 cash secured bond. In the event that you're able to post that bond, sir, you're going to be supervised by pretrial services. Additionally, you're ordered to consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, possess no firearms or weapons, have no contact with the alleged victims.
Who's the victim?
So the victim is alleged to be somebody who is JR.
JR what?
It's just JR is the information that I have. This is alleged to have happened at the Circle K at Park and Speedway, so near the university, sir.
What occurred?
And sir, it's alleged to be an attempted robbery, sir.
Of what?
Of the gentleman that was JR that was at the gas station there. So
And JR, just clarification. But JR did what? Like, what did I attempt to take? And what was the weapon?
what I want to do is I want to make sure that we resend the interim complaint to the jail so that you can see that, sir, because I want you to have that information. I'm not gonna verbally relay it though over the
Just to your voice, I would like to set a court date for a demand discovery and evidential hearing following.
Sure. Yeah, sir. So your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's on November 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon.
I understand that, but right now I'm demanding that my attorney represent me now to set a court date for a demand of discovery so I can have the whole discovery.
Sir, so you have not been indicted yet?
I don't understand. I don't care about the preliminary. I need my discovery.
Right, and you'll get that, sir. However, you have not even
I
been.
understand that, but I'm announcing that now so we can have clarification. So in 7 days, so this lawyer can actually talk to you and send you the proper documents. In 7 days, you're going to sit a 30-day trial or a hearing for that if I don't receive it, and then we'll have a dismissal because you're going to have to disclose everything.
Sir, you are entitled to that disclosure, but the rules and the laws of this state do not entitle you to it until the time of your arraignment. And so that arraignment will not occur, sir, unless you get indicted on this charge. It's possible that you may not get indicted, but your next court date is that preliminary hearing, sir. And so please stay in contact with your attorney because they can talk to you more about this.
Now, when it's in Arizona, indictment is more of a federal term. Now, sir, what's the definition in the state of Arizona when it comes to indictment?
Sure, an indictment is an allegation alleging the committing of a felony offense. And so I've said all that I'm about to say about that, sir. Your next court is November 3rd. You do have an attorney to represent you who can help talk through some of these issues more. And so thank you very much, sir. You are excused.
Okay. You see where it's going. I'm gonna see if y'all take me to a courthouse. I'm on the Fox. Y'all talk. And Jen also is my private attorney.
All right. Thank you all very much. Have a good day.
Hello.
BJ Marchand, sir.
You have a case in city court. You were charged back in June with possession of prescription-only drug without a prescription, drug paraphernalia, trespassing, failure to appear. You have a probation hold. I'm going to release you on the city court misdemeanor with orders not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't go back to the incident location or have any contact with any alleged victims. I am appointing the city public defender to represent you. There will be a court date of December 19th, 9 o'clock. The public defender will be there representing you. You will not be transported to court, though. Someone from the city public defender will be in touch with you in a few days. You're excused.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. What is your name?
Charlie Michael Posey.
Mr. Posey, you have some city court cases, aggressive soliciting in a public area. This is from March of this year. You also have criminal damage. This is from October 1st. And in addition to those two, you have numerous cases in Tucson City Court. I'm holding on you. While you're already being held on a bond, I'm adding another $100 bond to it. Order not to return to any Walgreens store. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't possess any firearms or other weapons. The city public defender is appointed to represent you. There will be a video review for October 30th at 1:45. Someone from the city public defender's office will be out there to see you in a few days. You're excused. Hello, what's your name? Gentlemen, strike, sir. What is your name?
Martinez, Gilbert, teacher for beginning to talk.
Okay. Mr. Gilbert, aggravated and corrections officer in order that he not initiate contact with the He's already in custody on other charges. Also, no firearms or the weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs. The state is recommending a $5,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted. Any input from the defense?
No objection.
Okay. 5,000. Next court date is November 3rd at 1:30. And the, contract attorney Mark Evans is appointed to represent Mr. Martinez. Your excuse, sir.
Your Honor, Vega Padilla is unavailable at the moment.
Okay, thank you. We'll continue that one then. Hello, what's your name? Okay, need to unmute, please. Your name?
Jaime Gallegos.
Thank you. You have, sir, an arrest warrant out of Pima County Superior Court listing charges of kidnapping, apprehension of injury, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, aggravated assault resulting in temporary but substantial disfigurement. I'm going to order that you not have contact with the alleged victim or victims. Stay away from the incident location. No alcohol or drugs, no firearms or other weapons. You have a Department of Corrections hold. The state's recommending a $50,000 bond. Any input from the defense? Okay, you're muted.
My apologies. He's lived in Tucson for 29 years and has ties to the community. He's unemployed and unable to post any significant amount of bond. And he also has that DOC hold, so he won't be released. I would ask that you set the bond in this matter at 15,000.
50,000 is listed on the warrant. We'll stick with that. October 30th, 1:30, public defender appointed. You're excused, sir. Hello, what's your name?
Debbie Allen.
Okay, one moment. Felony charged with domestic violence assault and domestic violence criminal damage. I'm ordering that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, possess any firearms or other weapons. You are not to have contact of any kind with Doris Kate. Stay away from her home and workplace. Bond is set in the amount of $2,500. Attorney Gary Grinkovich is appointed to represent you. And on this matter, this is in Pima County Justice Court. You're going to be seen tomorrow at. You're excused. Hello, what's your name?
David Gracia.
I'm sorry, say again.
David Gracia.
David Gracia. Okay, thank you. Mr. Gracia, you have an arrest warrant out of Pima County Justice Court, shoplifting and possession of drug paraphernalia. This case is from 2019. I'm informed you have a history of failing to appear in court. I am going to hold you on a $250 bond. Attorney Brent Cicero will be representing you, and you're going to be seen on this matter tomorrow at 1:00 p.m. on video. You're excused.
James?
I was thinking mouse.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm James.
Say again.
Coleman James.
Okay. You have several warrants here. South Tucson City Court, you've got a warrant on shoplifting case, drug paraphernalia, and trespassing. Another warrant on trespassing and shoplifting. The first one is from March of this year, the second one's from July. Another one from South Tucson City Court shoplifting. This is from April. Another one, March of this year, shoplifting and trespassing. Yet another one, this one is for shoplifting from January of this year. Bond is set in the amount of $1,000. Attorney Michael Vaughn is appointed to represent you. And your court date is a video, October 24th at 10 o'clock a.m. tomorrow. You also have a city court case. You were charged with paraphernalia, prescription only drugs. You were represented by the city public defender, and they withdrew when they lost contact with you. You reappoint the city public defender to represent you. $500 bond. Video review on this case will be October 31st, 1:45.
Should probably try to see anything. That's for handbook one. All the one around here, like actually matters. Yep. I'm like that one. That's
All right, you're excused.
what you think.
Hello, what's your name?
Ashley Lee.
Sir?
Ashley Lee.
Okay, thank you.
Got it.
You are charged with domestic violence assault. I'm going to order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence and that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. I am going to release you from custody. Your court date at Oro Valley City Court is November 19th at 10:30. You're excused. Hello, what is your name? Okay, need to unmute, please. Your name, sir?
Louis Martinez.
Martinez, thank you. All right, you were charged for shoplifting and trespassing. Um, This is in South Tucson City Court. You also have some warrants out of South Tucson City Court. Trespassing and drug paraphernalia. This is from March. Shoplifting from April. And the new charge that I mentioned a moment ago. No contact with any victims. Stay away from the incident location. I am not going to hold you on the South Tucson City Court matters. You're released with a court date of November 4th at 10 a.m. You have a bunch of Tucson City Court cases, though. Possession of drug paraphernalia from 2023. Trespassing and criminal damage from 2024. Trespassing and drug paraphernalia, another one from December of 2024. Trespassing and failure to appear from July of this year. Shoplifting and failure to appear from August of this year. Possession of drug paraphernalia, failure to appear. This is from August. Shoplifting and drug paraphernalia from September of this year, failure to appear. Drug paraphernalia, trespassing from August of this year. No contact with any alleged victims. Don't go back to locations. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And let's see, there's a petition to revoke. Is there a new petition to revoke on this? Yeah, Norris Martinez.
I'm not sure if you would know in order. It's those are three different cases associated with it. It should be three right on the top, and the petition paperwork was part of the conditions of release.
Well, thank you. Here, here. You got lost in all this other stuff.
There should also be a copy in there's three files, so there's a copy in the other two. That's not this solution. It'll be the first three files on the top of the minute entry.
Okay. He was already arraigned on this.
Was it?
Yeah, back in, or was he? No, no, he wasn't. Okay. All right. Here it is. Okay. Here we go. Okay, sir, you're on probation with Corrective Solutions at City Court. Failure to complete CSM intake, failure to complete substance abuse, alcohol evaluation and treatment. We will enter a denial. Appoint the city public defender to represent you. And your next court date. Oh, and we're gonna hold you on $1,000 bond. Video review date is October 31st. At 1:45. If you bond out before then, November 13th, 2 p.m. would be your out of custody date. There should be someone from the city public defender out there to see you within the next few days, or before October 31st at least. Okay, you're excused. City court stop. Hello, what's your name?
Stephen Neiman.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
No, just listen. There's no citation in here. I'm sorry? Stephen Neiman. It's DV. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, Mr. Neiman, you're charged with domestic violence assault, and domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to order that you not have contact with Cynthia Neiman, stay away from her home and workplace. No alcohol or illegal drugs, don't commit any acts of domestic violence, and don't possess any firearms or other weapons. Bond is set in the amount of $2,500. Attorney Gary Grinkovich is appointed to represent you. You're going to be seen tomorrow at 1:00 p.m. on video at Pima County Justice Court. You're excused.
Safe. Here.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, Jessica.
All right, you're charged with domestic violence assault, no injury, and domestic violence disorderly conduct.
Domestic violence, not assault. Domestic.
This is from October 23rd. And then you are, I guess this is a continuation. No, the time is different. Also from October 23rd, non-domestic violence assault, non-domestic violence criminal damage, and non-domestic violence disorderly conduct. Let's see what this says. I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with David Brown. Do not go to his home or workplace. Also, don't return to any Circle K store in Tucson. No acts of domestic violence, no firearms or other weapons, and don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Bond is set in the amount of $1,000. The city public defender is appointed to represent you. Video review is scheduled for October 31st at 1:45. If you bond out, November 21st, 9:00 will be your court date. This is all at Tucson City Court. Someone from the public defender office will be out to see you. You're excused. Oops. There you
Sure.
Okay. Your name, please.
All right, Diego Gonzalez.
All right. I'll explain your charges to you. Then there's someone online that wishes to speak that requires a Spanish interpreter. You were charged with domestic violence, failure to comply with a court order. This is from today. October 11th, you were charged with domestic violence, criminal damage, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence, unlawful intent to disturb using electronic communications. That one you've already been seen on. Domestic violence, criminal damage, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence, unlawful intent. Again, electronic communications. This is from October 11th. Yes, the interpreter is on.
Good evening, Your Honor. Is this the Spanish the defendant that needs the Spanish interpreter?
No,
No.
victim was supposed to be on. She needs a Spanish interpreter.
Okay.
All right. And
Does
then
the
hold on just a minute.
Uh-huh.
Then you've got domestic violence, disorderly conduct. That's that one you've already been seeing. Yes, you were saying.
I apologize, Your Honor. Does the court know if the victim is on right now?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
All right. Well, we're not going to wait. I'm going to order that you have no contact of any kind with Myra Durazo. No act of domestic violence, no possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons, and obey all protective orders. Bond is set in the amount of $1,000. The city public defender is appointed to represent you. If you're still in custody, you're going to be seen on video October 31st at 1:45. If you post the bond prior to that, November 17th, 9:30 at Tucson City Court, you get a one-time return visit with a law enforcement escort to get your personal belongings from the residence if there are any there. Okay, and there should be someone from the public defender's office out to see you. You're excused. Hello, what is your name?
Nico Manuel Victor Otero, sir, at your service for answering a question.
Okay, just a moment. You're charged with criminal trespass and failure to comply with a court order. This is from today. I'm going to order that you not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not return to the location of the alleged incident. I am going to release you from custody with a court date of November 26th at 2 o'clock at Tucson City Court. If you go back there, you're going to be arrested, sir. So stay away from that location.
Yes, your word. Yes.
Okay, you're excused. What's your name?
Taiwan Delbon Tate.
Tate, you have several cases in Tucson City Court. You were charged today with trespassing. You were charged today also with another trespassing and disorderly conduct. September 2nd, you were charged with trespassing. And October 16th, you were charged with shoplifting, trespassing, disorderly conduct, threats, and intimidation. Don't have any contact with any alleged victims. Stay away from the incident location. In particular, do not return to any Circle K store. Bond is set in the amount of $500. The city public defender is appointed to represent you. Video review is scheduled for October 31st at 1:45. If you are bonded out prior to that, November 18th, 9 o'clock would be your out of custody date at Tucson City Court. Someone from the city public defender should be out there to talk to you. You're excused. Hello, what is your name? Okay, you need to unmute, please.
Harrison Burgess.
Mr. Bird.
Your Honor, please waive reading of his charges.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Thank you. We'll waive reading of the charges. I will order that you have no contact with the alleged victims. Stay away from, no alcohol or drugs, no firearms or other weapons. You are not to engage in any kind of social media activity, and unless it's in reference to your employment, no computer or internet activity on any kind of electronic device. The state is requesting a $50,000 bond. We'll hear from the defense.
Your Honor, it looks like he has no felony history, no criminal history. He's a 1 on the FTA and the NCA scale. He's lived in Arizona for 21 years. He is employed but does not have money to post a $50,000 bond. I'd request you set the bond in this matter at $20,000.
We'll hear from the state.
In your honor, the state would also request no contact with those category of individuals. But just noting the aberrant nature of the offenses, even if those types of individuals don't reside with him, and he does face significant mandatory flat prison time as well as mandatory registration type of requirement as well.
Okay. Actually, I thought I included that language in here. Apparently, no. We'll include that additional condition. Bond is set in the amount of 25,000. November 3rd, 1:30, public defender appointed to represent you. And you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, I think you're gonna go that way, but check with the ushers.
Over here.
Hello, what is your name?
Louis Felix.
Felix, you're charged with burglary in the second degree and possession of burglary tools. Order no return to the incident location, no contact with the alleged victims, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and no firearms or other weapons. I see you have a Department of Corrections hold. So you are not going to be released because of that hold. State's recommending $25,000 bond with pretrial services supervision. We'll hear from the defense.
He's a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. And as you were mentioning, he has that DUC hold, so regardless of what bond is imposed, he won't be released. I request that you set the bond in this matter at 10,000.
Bond is set in the amount of 25,000, November 3rd, 1:30, and the public defender is appointed. You're excused, sir.
Let's take this one.
Hello, what is your name?
Eric. With asthma.
Okay.
Eric.
I'm going to read your charges to you. And since the nature of this offense, there's some related misdemeanors as well that I'll read to you. And then there's somebody online that wishes to speak. Felony wise, you were charged with domestic violence, aggravated assault. The state's recommending a $50,000 bond on that matter.
I haven't made money in 14 years.
Hey, quiet. Listen, don't talk. Misdemeanor case from today, domestic violence, assault with injury, and domestic violence disorderly conduct. And you were previously charged back in June with domestic violence, assault, and domestic violence, disorderly conduct. All of these involve the same victim, and if the victim is available, you may speak.
I am a victim of it, sir, as well.
I did not ask you to say a word, so, sir, you should shut up and talk to your attorney if you're going to talk at all. It's a bad idea to talk back to me. Okay? Ms. Powell, are you there?
Judge is addressing you.
No, I'm addressing Bambi Powell. Well, she's muted. You need to unmute.
There?
Here you go.
Okay.
You have the floor. Go
So,
ahead.
I just want to know if I don't want him to come back to the house, and maybe he needs to go to CRC and get some help.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
On your felony matter, no contact of any kind with Bambi Powell. Do not return to her home or workplace. No firearms or other weapons, and do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't commit any acts of domestic violence. The state's requested the $50,000 bond. We will, on the felony, we'll hear from the defense.
Your Honor, he has lived in Tucson for 10 years and has ties to the community. He also doesn't have any money to post any amount of bond. I'd request that you set the bond in this case at $15,000.
Thank you. Mr. Hatchell has a history of domestic violence, including the ones I referenced in Tucson City Court. He was previously ordered not to have contact with Bambi Powell, and apparently, well, here we are. So I believe the 50,000 is appropriate. Pretrial services supervision if the bond is posted. Public defender appointed. The next court date is November 3rd at 1:30 on the felony matter. As to the misdemeanor cases, it's going to be pretty much the same conditions. Bond on the misdemeanor cases is set in the amount of $2,500. A city public defender is appointed, and these goes to. We're going to set a video review for October 31st at 1:45. In the event you were not in custody at that time, then out of custody date is November 24th at 9 o'clock. Okay, sir, you're excused.
I'll go.
Hello, what is your name?
Hola, ¿cuál es su nombre?
Aldo Rodriguez Perez.
Aldo Rodríguez Pérez.
Okay. You charged with unlawful possession of a narcotic drug, possession
Le,
for sale of a narcotic drug, and transportation for sale of a narcotic drug.
le han hecho el cargo de posesión ilegal de una droga narcótica, posesión de una droga narcótica para venta y transportación de droga narcótica para venta.
May I order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons.
Le voy a ordenar que no vaya a poseer nada de alcohol, drogas ilegales, armas, ni otro tipo de armas de fuego,
And don't return to the incident location.
y no regresar al lugar de los hechos.
The state is requesting a bond of $25,000 with pretrial services supervision if posted.
El Estado está pidiendo una fianza de $25,000 y si es depositado, que esté usted bajo la supervisión de los servicios precondenatorios.
We'll hear from the defense.
Vamos a escuchar por parte de la defensa.
He has no criminal history and he's a 1 on the FTA and the NCA scale.
No tiene ningún historial delictivo y califica 1 en la escala de NCA y FTA.
He's lived in Tucson for a year and has gotten established here.
And counsel, can you repeat that? And has been established here, did you say?
And has been established here.
Tiene 1 año aquí en Tucson y ha estado establecido aquí.
I request that you set the bond at 10,000.
Solicito que ponga la fianza a 10,000.
All right, thank you. We'll hear from the state.
Muy bien, escucharemos por parte del Estado.
Your Honor, he has unverified ties, and the state has concerns about him fleeing and leaving the country given his lack of community ties.
Su señoría, no hay lazos aquí verificados y dado a que no tiene lazos formados, tenemos razón para creer que se daría la fuga y saldría del país.
His co-defendant was seen this morning and a $10,000 cash secured bond was imposed, but I would imagine that was due to more community ties being established.
Su coacusado fue dado una fianza de $10,000 en efectivo, respaldado, pero creo, su señoría, que eso es por los lazos que tiene aquí en la comunidad.
That's all I had to add, Your Honor.
Es todo lo que tengo que agregar, su señoría.
All right, thank you.
Muy bien, gracias.
Okay. Remote me? Sure.
That do not leave the state of Arizona without the court's permission, and I'm a set bond in the amount of 15,000.
Voy a ordenar que no vaya a salir del estado sin el permiso del juez. Ordeno una fianza de $15,000.
November 3rd at 1:30 is your court date.
El día 3 de noviembre a la 1:30 es su próxima comparecencia.
And you're going to be represented by the legal defender.
Será representado usted por el abogado legal defensor.
And we're going to add here, no contact with your co-defendant.
Y voy a agregar aquí que no tenga usted contacto con su coacusado.
All right, sir, you're excused.
Muy bien, señor, se puede retirar.
Okay. Gracias.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
De nada. And Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
Any other Spanish speakers?
No, Your Honor, that was it.
Oh, all right, thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you.